You won't believe this, but my shop had terrible lighting and I was making content like that. And I'm gonna show you guys what it looked like before and what it looks like after with my Hexagon lights.
Yeah, this is what it looks like now. I'm hoping at the end of this video, or I'm hoping that I can have something up. That way I can have an idea of how it's gonna look. Out the box, you get all your little copper receptors or whatever, the connections and stuff like that. And then you have the actual light bars. So they don't come pre-assembled, so you have to do it yourself, which is, I prefer it this way anyways. So this down here, this. So I'm assuming it goes like this, so I don't damage it. Cool. And so the way they work, you got to connect them in like this. Pretty straightforward. Let me see. Boom. Okay. So this end is where I'm gonna have the what's it called, the outlet. And I don't lie, this company actually sent it to me pretty fast. I was very surprised on how quickly I got the first set. So yeah. So I'm hoping I don't get electrocuted, but this is essentially what they would look like. I already have an outlet pre-installed. This is the reason why I went with this company, was because every other company that I was looking at, they had to be hardwired in, and personally for me, plan to change it up, you know? So they are actually really bright, and I'm really happy with the way they look. So let's see what we got. Continue.
So right here, I'm just mainly cleaning up my area, getting everything out of the way so I can start installing these lights. And honestly, I was trying to get this in as quickly as possible because I did have clients at this very time. So I just mainly wanted to get one panel done to kind of see what the room was going to look like after it was lit. As you can see, it's very warm, and I honestly, for content, it is not appealing to the naked eye, especially when you're recording. It just makes just your client's skin look super yellow, and that is not what we want. Right here, I'm just trying to see the shape and how I want the lights and how it's gonna actually work, or actually light up my subject or my clients when I'm recording content. So I'm kind of just trying to space it out to kind of see how it's gonna look before I even put it up, because once I put it up there, it's up there, and I really don't want to keep making holes in my ceiling. So here I am. I'm just trying to get the shape down and trying to get a very clear representation of what I want to do with it. And I'm also not trying to break this because I don't want to break the connector. So I'm being as patient as I can. So right now you'll see me actually try to put one up to kind of get the shape down, because the way the cord works, I have an outlet right behind my TV, and that's pretty much where it's gonna be. That way it's not hanging, as I can't stand hanging cords. So I went in and tried to hide the cord as much as I can, so it could look as clean as possible. So as you can see, like, it's night and day. Like the warmness of the room compared to the light, like that's pretty much what you want, especially when you're creating content. You want something like flattering, opposed to something that's gonna make your clients look yellow. And right now, that's what I have, is something that makes my client look yellow. So it's kind of the reason why I wanted to get some kind of lighting system at least, because as you can see, I do have what's it called, spotlights, but those they cast a lot of shadow, right? They cast too much shadow sometimes, and especially during the nighttime. And when there's no natural light, they do cast even more shadow, because they're spotlights. They're actually directed to a specific area. Like they're shined, and they're directional. So then they're not just there for like a key light or whatever, right? So yeah, so here I am just trying to get this right. I'm trying to get everything lined in, make sure I don't electrocute myself. But you know, if you made it this far, thank you for watching, honestly. But yeah, so the main concern here was just trying to get one up to kind of see what it's gonna look like. That way I can base that off and kind of move it if I need to. I did make a few extra holes that I needed to, but at the end of the day, I was happy with it. I think the lights covered the holes anyways, and I was happy that I didn't get electrocuted. That was another big win. But this is how they look. They look really bright. They're actually extremely bright. They're actually brighter in person. They go up to 6500 Kelvin, which is very, very white. That's the whitest you'll get, especially for video. It won't look yellow on footage. So that's a big one for me. So that's another reason why I went with this company too, because they had a 6500 Kelvin. But the main challenge here was just trying to get the shape consistent and keeping it centered. That was like one of the biggest challenges, especially putting this up there. I didn't get it on footage, but I actually accidentally went over the vent, and I do have the heater on sometimes, so I didn't want to risk it and putting it over the vent when I do have the heater on. So that's another thing I didn't. I had to take it down and redo it. If you're wondering, but my words don't match my mouth, only because the audio sounds like trash, so I'm narrating it as much as I can to make it sound as natural as possible. But I pretty much was saying that I had a whole hexagon done and I wanted to keep the shape and keep it centered. So, and I wanted to see how this goes. So yeah, if you guys are wondering, that's why. This time is, I finally got a full hexagon up. I was super excited about, vlogging this whole thing, and I made a mistake, the rookie mistake, and leaving my batteries at home. Yeah, so that is for sure a lesson learned. I need to be more on it, especially if I want to be more on it with YouTube. But for the most part, I finally got a hexagon up, and I wish I would have more footage to show you guys of this process. But for the most part, this is what it's gonna look. It's just gonna have 5 panels. And I'm gonna go into the next room and kind of show you what the room looks like already done. And let me tell you, it looks really, really good, guys. It looks super well lit, honestly. So I do recommend this company. It's a really good company there. I'll definitely tag the link on the description, so feel free to check them out. So what it's gonna look like after. As you can see, it looks way more appealing. It actually looks way more flattering to the face when you're making content. So I'm super excited about that. The whole shop's getting it. I'm slowly getting the shop to where I want it, and I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna take you guys through the journey of this whole thing. But yeah, essentially these weren't that hard to put up. They weren't that hard to put up. They were tedious. They were more tedious than anything. But essentially today we're gonna finish this. See, as you can see, it looks pretty bad. Like now that I know what I'm doing for the most part. Nah, let's keep it up a little bit. Essentially, this is the and have like these, and they're modular, so you gotta like pretty much make the shape like this. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do right now. He's meant the first one, that, and then up on these. Too much time overthinking it, so I found this company called Hyperlight, and they actually had pretty good prices, if you ask me. So if you're looking for a non-expensive way to light up your area, this is a good company to go with. They look really good. The question is, are they gonna last? Because I would say they were a budget lighting system. So this goes. So this room presented itself with some challenges, just because this room is a lot more narrow than my room. So the lights on top are actually spaced differently. So I made a few miscalculations, and I went over a few lights, which you're not supposed to be doing, because it is 100% dangerous. You can trip over a wire and you can just fry the whole the whole breaker. So I don't recommend that. I definitely think that I was a little bit eager to get these up because I'm tired. I was tired of the actual way it looked. But for the most part, we got them up there. Okay. Sorry, I made a mistake. I was gonna do it on this side, and the mistake was I gotta make room for the rest of the shapes. So I gotta be sure that everything's tight. It's one thing that I didn't do for mine, is I didn't make sure everything was tight. So I already made a few holes, and I hate when I do that. That's just me before planning, but we're gonna get it done. All right, so forgive me that it's a little dark, but I kind of want to show you guys what it actually looks like. Now, I didn't get any footage of us putting it up because the batteries died, but essentially this was another light. Just one sec. Of course. So these Hexagon lights are actually plug powered. Need a plug.
Personally, I prefer it that way. I made the installations that much easier. So I got the whole place hooked up. I still got to get my other area fixed up still. It looks like with the Hexagon lights, which I'm super happy about. So that's that room, and then there's my area. Again, it gets gonna get a little dark, but bear with me. So this is my area. So I got it pretty much where I wanted it. So whenever I do content, I'm right underneath it. That way it's well lit. So that's one room. And then let me show you what this looks like before. This is my other suite that I have in here. So this is what it looks like without any lighting. Let me show you what it looks like after. And this is after the Hexagon lights. Gives the place a nice little vibe, and it's just well lit. And then I also did it for this suite as well. So this is the before. This is the before, how it used to look like, and then this is what it looks like after. It just gives the place a very well lit ambience. Like, it's no longer warm. I don't like it warm, especially for content. It just doesn't look appealing. So this just gives the place a very lighting, and it just gives it a good look. But yeah, guys, so I do have more lighting coming for my bigger room. It's pretty much why I'm housing more barbers, and that room looks very identical to the rest of the rooms that I've showed you guys without the lighting. So stay tuned for that. I still have it coming very soon, so stay tuned, guys. So this is what it looks like after. I'm super happy the way it turned out. It looks well lit, it looks aesthetic, it has a vibe, it just looks really good. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. Leave a comment, subscribe, and come visit us. We're located in Los Angeles, California. We'd love to have you. Latro, see you soon.